saber-toothed tigers. But people back then still experienced loss, betrayal, survival challenges. Spouses cheated, people died, life was hard. The difference is that the circuits in our brains haven't changed. Only the circumstances that trigger them have. Let's imagine it's 100 years ago. There were no smartphones, no internet, no Instagram dopamine loops. But human behavior, still the same. There were still forms of pornography, though far less accessible. The real difference lies in how much stimulation we now face and how often we reach for it. We live in a world where the definitions of healthy have become harder to pin down. We know what an eating disorder is, but what's healthy eating? When does watching a movie become binge watching? When does harmless scrolling become digital dependency? The general rule should be this: relationships, friendships, romantic connections are healthy. Anything that hinders our ability to pursue or maintain those relationships deserves scrutiny. When a behavior, no matter how normalized, begins to interfere with our social, emotional, or physical well-being, we need to pause and ask, is this getting in the way? Anytime we're overwhelmed by powerful images, especially those with increasing intensity, we run the risk of depleting our dopamine and hormone systems. It's not just about porn. Violence, fear, excitement, even non-stop entertainment, when streamed relentlessly, can push us into a depleted state. Think about modern zombie apocalypse movies or slasher horror films. Yes, horror existed 50 years ago too, but the intensity is higher now. The question is no longer if we're stimulating our dopamine system, it's how hard and how often. Many people today feel underwhelmed by everyday life. They lack motivation, joy, or drive. Often it's not depression or laziness, it's their dopamine system telling them it's been pushed too far. A friend of mine has a 21-year-old son. Smart kid, incredible physique, genetically gifted, kind of like Seamus. He graduated high school, started community college, then quit, stopped working, stopped exercising, total failure to launch. They wondered ADHD, depression, then he listened to a conversation on dopamine depletion. It clicked. He told me, I'm doing a 30-day reset. No video games, no phone, no nothing. By day 25, he was running, lifting, and preparing to return to work. Was it ADHD? Maybe. But more likely, he had overstimulated himself into a shutdown. The constant YouTube, phone scrolling, gaming, he was living in a world of nonstop stimulation. It numbed him. We need to learn to shut that dopamine valve. Even I, who use YouTube professionally for my podcast, have to intentionally power down. Why? Because if you gorge yourself, whether it's tomahawk steaks or extreme content, you eventually stop enjoying it. It's like pre-workout. The first scoop makes you feel superhuman. The next time you need 2, then 4. Add in some espresso, and next thing you know, you're sitting in the gym parking lot, jittery and texting, not training. You're not hyped, you're depleted. Short, intense workouts, good sleep, intentional recovery. These aren't just lifestyle tips, they're hormonal strategies. Your body constantly informs your brain whether there's abundance or depletion. And if the bank account is drained, the system tells you, don't spend, don't seek, don't mate, don't try. Everything shuts down. Motivation, sex drive, willpower, because the body senses there's no surplus to work with. Now let's talk about porn and masturbation, not with judgment, but with curiosity and caution. These aren't sinful activities, but in the modern world, they're potentially addictive, especially due to their availability. Back then, porn came in a magazine or a VHS tape. Now, a few thumb taps, you're in. And here's the problem, young people are forming their arousal templates through highly stimulating, often extreme content. They're learning to be aroused by watching other people have sex instead of being active participants themselves. That rewiring is real. It's based in dopamine and neuroplasticity. The debate around whether masturbation affects testosterone is huge. Here's what's clear. Frequent porn and masturbation, especially to the point of ejaculation, increases prolactin, which suppresses libido temporarily. The exact time frame varies, but the general effect remains: libido decreases. This pattern, when repeated frequently, trains the brain to seek screens, not people, for sexual stimulation. The screen is real, but the experience isn't embodied. The body begins to forget how to engage with reality, and most discussions say frequent porn use is harmful. But what is frequent? Once daily? Twice? multiple times per day is widely agreed to be detrimental to male hormone profiles at any age. This isn't just habit, it's hardwired conditioning. Pavlov won the Nobel Prize for showing how dogs could be trained to salivate at the sound of a bell. Why? Because they associated it with food. The brain is a prediction machine, and it generalizes. Whatever precedes a strong emotional or physical response, pleasure, fear, pain, gets coded in. If your parent blinked every time before they hit you, blinking becomes a trigger. If grandma's house meant warm hugs and food, houses like hers will bring comfort years later. So what happens when your strongest emotional release, sexual climax, is repeatedly linked to porn? This conditioning leads to real-world problems. Many guys, and yes, women too, roughly 25% of porn addiction cases, struggle with in-person sex. They either can't perform, don't feel aroused, or don't understand consensual, age-appropriate, context-appropriate interaction. Some even lose the ability to get aroused by one partner after being immersed in group sex fetishes or polyamory setups. Their arousal template has been shaped by extremes, and the brain needs diversity just to feel anything. We're not moralizing, we're saying the brain wires itself to whatever you give it. So if you want real-world pleasure, connection, intimacy, you must teach your brain to value and respond to it again. Every man, especially post-puberty, should pay attention to his hormonal health. That includes diet. During puberty, dairy boosts IGF-1, which supports genital development, skin, hair, long bone growth. Vitamin D is key for testosterone and bone density. Free estrogen helps stockpile bone mass to avoid osteoporosis later in life. And then sleep, which is crucial, especially for teens. Be careful not to remove beneficial foods unless necessary, and never restrict calories too aggressively unless you have excess fat to lose. For lean individuals, too much caloric restriction lowers testosterone, reduces hormone building blocks, and raises SHBG binding proteins that reduce free testosterone and estrogen. Your gut microbiome, the bacterial ecosystem in your body, also affects your hormones. Prebiotic fiber, think of it as fish food for your gut, can set your microbial balance for life. A well-fed gut leads to better metabolism, energy, and hormonal output. Modern life offers us abundance of information, entertainment, stimulation, but with that abundance comes a cost. Overstimulate your dopamine system, and you lose your ability to feel joy from simple, beautiful things. This is about taking back control of your energy, motivation, relationships, and hormonal health. The solution isn't fear, it's awareness. Understand how you're wired, learn to close the valve, and give your body and mind the space to feel alive again. And I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs weren't as strong as they used to be? Maybe your arms don't carry the same groceries they once did, or you've noticed if you're over 50, I have a truth that might surprise you, maybe even scare you a little. You could be losing 3.5% of your muscle mass every decade and not even know it. But here's the good news. There's one simple food, something you can start eating today that can slow this process down, maybe even reverse it. And no, it's not a fancy supplement or some expensive protein powder. It's something your ancestors probably ate every week. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, how to prepare it, and why it's a silent miracle for anyone over 50 who wants to stay strong, steady, and independent. Let me tell you something no one told our parents. After age 50, you enter a stage called sarcopenia, the slow, sneaky loss of muscle mass and strength. At first, it's small, you feel a little weaker, your balance isn't what it used to be. But then one day you miss a step and you fall, or you can't lift yourself off the couch without pushing with both hands. And worst of all, muscle loss doesn't just affect strength. It's directly tied to blood sugar, metabolism, mobility, and even lifespan. But here's the secret. God gave us healing foods, and one of them has been forgotten by modern medicine. The egg, not just any egg. I'm talking about pasture-raised, naturally fed eggs. These tiny orbs of life are one of nature's most perfect proteins. Let's break down why. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids, the exact building blocks your body needs to repair and grow muscle. Secondly, choline supports brain and nerve function, especially important as we age. Another one is leucine. This amino acid triggers muscle protein synthesis, which is how your muscles stay strong and rebuild themselves. And unlike meats that are hard to digest after 60, eggs are gentle on your stomach and can be enjoyed boiled, scrambled, or poached. But here's the twist. Our ancestors didn't just eat eggs plain. They combined them with healing spices that supercharged their benefits. Let me show you how to turn your eggs into a muscle-repairing powerhouse. What you need: 2 pasture-raised eggs, a pinch of turmeric, a crack of black pepper which activates the turmeric, 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, a pinch of sea salt. Now, how do you make it? Warm a pan with olive oil on low heat, and then crack the egg. As they begin to cook, sprinkle turmeric and pepper on top. Stir gently or leave whole. Cook slowly to avoid oxidation. Finish with sea salt and enjoy with a slice of avocado or sautéed. This ancient combo fights inflammation, supports joint health, and helps your body absorb protein more effectively, making it the perfect breakfast for anyone over 50. How it works in your body? Think of your muscles like bricks in a house. Every day your body breaks down some bricks and tries to rebuild them. But if you don't give it enough raw material, protein, key nutrients, the house starts to crumble. That's what happens in sarcopenia. But when you eat this egg combo, you trigger muscle protein synthesis, reduce inflammation in muscle tissue, boost mitochondrial function, your cells' energy factories, and you protect your bones and joints, because strong muscles, better posture, balance, and fall prevention. Here are signs you might be losing muscle and not know it. You've lost weight, but feel weaker, not stronger. You rely more on handrails or push off with your arms. You feel tired doing simple chores. Your clothes fit looser in the legs or arms. You feel unsteady or shuffle when you walk. If any of those sound familiar, your body is trying to tell you something, but it's not too late. But here is what I call the Senior Muscle Preservation Plan, which you can use now. Start with this simple habit. Eat this egg spice combo every morning, or 3-4 times per week. Then layer in daily movement, even 15 minutes of stretching or walking counts. Hydration: your muscles are 70% water. Restful sleep: that's when muscles rebuild. And joy: believe it or not, happiness supports healthy aging. And always remember this: your strength is your freedom, and God gave us everything we need in the earth, in our food, and in His Word to stay strong. Gentle reminders: if you're allergic to eggs, speak to your doctor about other high-protein alternatives like quinoa, lentils, or collagen. Use organic or pasture-raised eggs for best results. Avoid frying eggs in processed oils. Use olive oil or avocado oil instead. You don't have to accept weakness, wobbly legs, or constant fatigue. You don't have to let aging steal your power. Your next decade can be stronger than your last if you start with what's on your plate. So go ahead, try this egg combo tomorrow morning. Feel the difference in a week. And don't keep it to yourself. Send this video to a sister, friend, or elder who needs this blessing. And if you want to know what drink helps keep your joints pain-free and flexible, tap the next video now. Stay well, stay strong, and may your strength be renewed like the eagle.